want it all, and I want it now.
Spellsinger became a member of the cabin crew. Spellsinger celebrates 25 months of membership.
Hey, God, you won't believe today, I'm telling you. What a palaver. But, been looking forward to this. We're all set. That reminds me, I'm going to have to turn off the alerts. Because sadly, they crashed my OBS after about 3 or 4. So, Spellsinger, you're lucky you got in there, mate. You know? You're lucky you got in there. Hang on, Spellsinger, you already were a member. Was that you? Eh? Didn't you do that on the last stream, mate? I don't know, I'm confused. I don't know what's going on anymore. Mental. Absolutely mental. Right, that reminds me, I need to... Oh, gosh, it's here. We're here. Bugger. Oh... Lastminute.com, guys. How's everybody doing for another Fighting Fantasy? Love it. So, yeah, I've had to turn off the alerts because OBS shits a brick when too many, like, when you played, like, after, like, the 3rd or 4th alert, OBS goes, bye, I'm on holiday. So, it's a no-go. So, I'm going to have to manually say thank you to these following people who have subscribed to my channel in the last 4 days, which is Bill Palmer, Nigel Bridgman, Mr. Revyag, and Chrissy Tuminium, right? Sorry, as well as, yeah, Gil Creation, right? So everybody who was there. And I also want to thank for people who have joined as a member in the last 4 days. Cy Chris, David Day, One Leonardo Full, Narananas, Rhymester, who he said it was a milestone message, Stubby Dragon, Spellsinger, who did it, says 5 days ago, but then you've just done it again there, so I don't know what's going on there, and Jill Jugnot Etela 360. Thank you all for joining as members. So, yeah. Do you know what? Everything's going weird today. Today is a day. I think this asteroid that's coming towards Earth is messing everything up because, do you know my light here? This light that I used for the magnifying thing, yeah? Hello? How's it going? Has just suddenly stopped working on me. It is plugged up right now, but it's dead. It just died suddenly, out of the blue for no reason whatsoever. So I can't use that to paint the models. Luckily, I do have another light here that I can use, but it's battery operated, so as all the best toys are in the world. Anyway, let's catch up. Jeff Whittiard, hey, how's it going, mate? You weren't on the 12-hour, was ya? It's another awesome night of adventure. Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, and good night to wherever you are in the world. Deathmoor is our pleasure today. And we're gonna, yeah. And then, of course, in 2 weeks' time, we'll be doing Knights of Doom, which is the saddest fighting fantasy book I own. Do you know why? Because the Great Coffee Incident of 2021 absolutely destroyed it. Unfortunately, the cover is completely gone. It's even got the remnants of the other book that it was sitting on when the coffee, but the book itself is absolutely fine. So this is going to be a bugger to replace. This is going to be a nightmare because it's going to be like 40 quid to replace it, but the book itself is absolutely fine. Not a sniff of coffee anywhere else but the cover. Bullshit, that, isn't it? I got my alcoholic beverage, Malibu Pineapple. Oh, mate, that sounds bloody gorgeous. Coconut pineapple. I went to, where did I go? Kos, and that was exactly what I was ordering. The coconutty, pineapple-y drink. It's fucking gorgeous, man. Add a little bit of 7-Up. Yeah. Well met adventures. Hey, Yellow's in the house. How's it going, Yellow? Spellsinger, see you there. You're both well and ready for the adventure. Yeah, who's ready for this adventure, guys? Ready to get slaughtered. So, that reminds me, not the word slaughtered, but, hang on, something's just unplugged. I heard a, okay. I still have, something's about to happen here. The little hourglass was there. I heard a diddle-it on the computer just then, so something's just disconnected. But everything seems to be okay. We're all good. Okay. So I've still got 4 codes for each of those games from Tin Man Games. Armies of Death and Temple of Terror. So first off, I'm going to say to my members, if there's any member who wants one of those codes, then you just let me know and I'll send it to you. I've only got 4 of each though. So, you know, first come, first serve. And then once we've rinsed through the members, the subscribers can have them. All you got to say is I want one in capital letters in the chat, and then I'll put your name down and you contact me personally and it's yours. And I want to thank everybody who came for that marathon. And do you know what? If you look at the actual stream, which is now a VOD, it says 11 hours and 55 minutes. Because I think OBS kept crashing. It was actually 12 hours, but obviously there were a 10 minutes countdown, and I think the OBS kept crashing, so I don't think it counted some of that. So it actually came under 5 minutes under 12 hours. But I want to thank everybody who came. I really do appreciate. Like, there was a couple. Rhymester and Spellsinger were pretty much. Was it Spellsinger? Hang on, I want to get this right actually. I think it was Rhymester and Spellsinger. There was 2 people who were there pretty much the entire time. And it's like, I know it must have been painful for Rhymester, who lives in Australia. He must have been up till like 5 a.m. Like matchsticks in the eyeballs, you know. But, you know, I want to thank everybody at the end of the day. It was a great time. It's just a shame we ran out of time and we missed like 15 books or so to go through, and like, man, 12 hours goes like that. It just flies by. I really thought of plenty of time, you know. But yeah, at least we started some painting. That's what one of them looks like. The guy there. He's not finished though. But yeah. But I'll have to wait now before I can actually finish painting, because the light's shagged out. Can't do any painting until I replace that light, until I'm able to see what I'm doing with light. Anyway, joke of the day: what are the small bumps around a woman's nipple for? It's braille for suck here. I like that one. Yeah, I like that. I remember, do you know, this is a bit of a strange detour, and I don't even know why I'm saying it, but I remember when I was I don't know how old I was. Definitely below the age of 20. I must have been about, I don't know, 19 maybe. Anyway, it was when, actually, it was exactly 2006. It was exactly that year. So, I think, yeah, 19, 20 years ago, like, you know, I was 19 or 20. I was staying with my sister because she just had a baby. And I'd just done a childcare course, so I was living with her, looking after my niece full time. And one time, and where she lived right opposite Cadbury World, not the Bourneville Cadbury's World, you know, that you can go to and it's like a museum, but the packing factory or something. It was like a distribution warehouse, right opposite. And there'd be loads of people on the grass across the way. Anyway, I got to know some of these people. One girl in particular. And as my niece was asleep, I invited the girl around. And I'll tell you this now, she had the hairiest nipples I've ever seen on a woman. Just reminded me, I thought I'd share that. Again, don't know why I said it. I put some completed Conan sketch cover art up on the black. Oh, I'll check that out afterwards, mate. Conan the Barbarian, yeah. Adam wanted to say a big thanks for last week and that epic Yeah, I did. Yeah. You read my mind, Spellsinger. Party time. Send up Bruce Willis. Hey, Bruce Willis has now gone to a proper, evidently according to Facebook. Don't ever believe what you read on Facebook. But he's evidently in a professional home now because of, they should just put him in front of Die Hard and he'd love it, honestly. He would absolutely love watching Die Hard. Amazing. I didn't get to see the full 12 hours. Well, it's all there as a VOD, mate. So if you want to waste 12 hours of your life, go straight ahead and you can watch it on the Swifty Tim, winner of. I mean, obviously I haven't got them now, but I can show you the ones that I have. These little title cards. They're bookmarks. They're pretty cool. I've kept these ones, but yeah, Swifty Tim won the lot. What book titles 1 to 59. I was a bit concerned that people might go, "You con artist, you said it made it out like it was the books." Well, I did say titles, but yeah, and obviously 2 of the game codes, but passed on it, I believe. Michael's here. How's it going? I have sent them off with the tracking information, but I only sent them yesterday, so I doubt they would have arrived. I can't remember. I think it was 48. I don't know. Get it in the next couple of days. Dylan Walker's in the house from New Zealand. Your Uncle Tony is jumping on stream soon. Wow, welcome in both of you. Is Tony Walker? Yes, I know Tony. Tony said he was going to send me a Laserdisc player. I was working during the 12-hour stream. I had to keep checking in randomly when I could. No worries, no worries. I thank everybody for coming in. It was a fun stream. It was and it went fast. It went too fast. I mean, I kind of think I maybe should have done 24-hour, but I could. I was tired after the 12-hour, and it is such a shame it had to end, when it was scheduled to end. So yeah, right. So today, pardon me, we're doing Deathmoor. More death, please. Deathmoor, cover illustration by Terry Oakes. Very interesting, two-faced, whatever it is. Who wrote this? I think it was Robin Waterfield wrote this. So he's wrote a few good books. And the illustrations are by Russ Nicholson, the legend that is Russ. I have changed my camera now, so hopefully it's a little bit more pin sharp for you guys. It doesn't have autofocus though, I'm afraid. So, but it's always in focus when I put the book towards the camera. So, bonus. Yeah. Don't think Tim will be making the stream tonight. Hey. I found out where he lives, tied him up and took his prize. Mate, for all we know, Tim could be... who was that person who came in? Someone came in saying that they were... what's his name? Illustrator. Oh, I've forgotten his bloody name now. The Darth Maul dude. Oh, fuck. How have I forgotten that name? Somebody knows who I'm talking about. Yeah, Russ Nicholson does really good shit, basically. I mean, look at that. That's how you feel in the morning, isn't it? After a heavy night. Ian McCaig, thank you, Spellsinger. Yeah. Do you remember somebody came in? Can't remember the name now, but somebody came in saying they were Ian McCaig. Might have been a joke, obviously. Which reminds me, to be honest, I was so surprised at that 12-hour stream. There is obviously Facebook groups for Fighting Fantasy, and there is a hardcore sort of group of people who are always posting all the time, and I was and they all got invited, and they all like interesting or going, and all that. None of them showed. None of them said hello. I was so surprised because they all chat within each other on the posts, and they all seem very friendly, and I know a couple of them, but I was so surprised that none of them showed up. But I guess that's what you get with giant jerk circles, they all stick together. But yeah, so yeah, Deathmoor, late in the edition, number 55, guys, number 55. I can't remember a sausage about this book. Honestly, don't know anything. Experienced adventure is desperately needed in the distant city of Arion for a mission of deadly importance. Let me get rid of my gum. And an adventurer like you know, oh, the beautiful Princess Royal is missing. Believed kidnapped. She must be rescued. This is a classic rescue the princess tale. We're basically Mario going after the peach today. So, I was joking. I was Ian McCaig. Oh, was it you who said that? I was joking. I was Ian McCaig when I'm really Russ Nicholson. Isn't Russ Nicholson dead? Didn't he pass away? I don't know. I could be wrong about that. I like the joke, though. We have to rescue her from her virginity. Bloody hell, mate. Right. Do you know what? I didn't notice, but if you look down here, there's little dudes, orcs or something in that photo. I only just noticed it now because they're kind of green against green. They don't really stand out that well. But I'm loving the picture of Ian and Steve on the back. The classic, you know, 90s picture. Like, it's a shame that this doesn't actually refocus when you go in close. It's got a focal length that is fixed. So it's better for me. I feel like I'm more sharper, but you know. Do you have an absolute favourite fighting fantasy book? Mate, now you're asking me to pick one of my children, you know? Like, fuck. There's so many that could be like a number one for me. But I honestly don't know if I can answer that, Michael. Like, seriously. But I'll tell you this. I really do enjoy... oh, yeah. There's our meals today, guys. I really do enjoy Howl of the Werewolf. Like, that is a really well-written book. I do love it. And I can't wait for us to get to it. It is a good one. Evidently really pricey, though, on eBay. Evidently, I don't know. Excuse me. But if I had to choose just one, it'd probably be Vault of the Vampire, because it was the first one I bought. Like, I've got something for a love, not only about the cover, but the story. It's very classic and it's written well, but it's so hard to choose your favorite. There's so many books I love for different reasons. Like Rebel Planet, Freeway Fighter, obviously the Warlock of Firetop Mountain. There's so many different reasons why I love those books, you know. And I seriously, genuinely don't dislike any of the books in the series. Like, some of them don't flow out the mouth as easy as others. Some of them don't read as well. But they're all fun to play, regardless. Like, I do enjoy Skylord. I know that's the community-hated favorite, you know. But I honestly can't say that I hate it or don't like it. It is easier to have one that is absolute shit. Again, I don't, really, you know. I really don't. And I look forward to getting more from Ian and Steve. I really hope Steve is working on another one. But I hope Ian's going to come out again with another one. I mean, excuse me, obviously not this year. The 25th anniversary, is it? They're doing the old re-release, the Warlock hardback book, you know, and all that shit. But we'll probably get, I hope we get another one. I hope he goes away to his island to write out another one. Maybe that's a tie-in to a previous one he's written, like Blood of the Zombies 2 or something. Or, you know, I don't know. Forest of Doom 2 would be a bit... Because what can you do? Go through the forest again? Like, that would be a bit of a disappointment if he did that. Or if he did a book that tied in with that, but expanded the whole thing, you know, that would have been, there's an underground dungeon under the Forest of Doom, and you must survive. And it comes out in Yastromo's tower, you know? And evidently, Yastromo has been using that tunnel. It's a secret gateway to the village, the dwarf village or something, Stonebridge, who knows, I don't know. Such an awesome series. The fact that there is no clear standout for... Yeah, exactly. There's so many good ones. I like Bloodbones as well as a good one, to be honest. I really like... It's Pirates of the Caribbean, basically. I really do like that one. And there's one that a dude called Stephen Player wrote. Is it Night of the Necromancer or Storm Slayer? I think it might have been Storm Slayer. That's a really good book. And I've spoken to him as well on Facebook or on Messenger. And I really wish a lot of the writers who have written for the series come back. Like Alan Halpin, man, needs to get back into it. He says that he's had a book that he's been working on for yonks, but personal reasons he's moved away from it. Man, get back on it. Come back and write again. Finish that book. Let's go. Let's have another new release from another writer other than Ian and Steve as well. You know? My first book isn't the best book, but it has a special part of my collection. The Island of the Lizard King. Rip Mongo. Island of the Lizard King is a good one. Some of them, I actually prefer the artwork more than the story, you know? But yeah. Bring back Mark Smith and Jay. Yeah, they wrote some blinders. You know, there's something to be said. Oh, do you know what they should do? They should get all the writers who have written and are still alive for Fighting Fantasy and all the illustrators who were alive for Fighting Fantasy and co-write a book between them all. You know, all the artists put in some illustrations, all the writers come up with an idea and do a little bit and have the ultimate, you know? That would be so cool. And maybe it goes through the time of Titan. Maybe it starts at the beginning of time and it travels through the eons, you know? A story that is like the mega, you know, that would be so cool. Massive nightmare to put together, I imagine. But I think it would be pretty cool. Collaboration books. Yeah, like a Fighting Fantasy. Well, I don't know, a battle royale, but definitely involving a few big battles, you know. But yeah, it's definitely collaboration books are interesting, you know. But yeah. Anyway, shall we find out what the hell Deathmoor is all about, guys? So this was first published in 1994. 1994. Wow. That's the year Friends started. What was that? The moral rights? The moral right of the author has been asserted. That's a weird sentence to have. I've never noticed that before. The moral right of the author has been asserted. Robin Waterfield has said it. And this is for Kathy for fun. Kathy, have some fun. Okay? So, yeah. Has anyone ever thought of writing their own Final Fantasy book? Yeah, well, I have, mate. You can go buy it on Amazon. Lords and Kings, The Blood Wars. You choose from one of 8 different characters, and it's a giant story interweaved, and those 8 characters you can choose to play all have their own little, you know, and it actually kind of, there's other books in another series, like Escape from the Crypt or can't remember the other names of them now, but they kind of tie in a little bit, you know. So yeah, you go on Amazon, just type my name in Amazon and you'll see all the books that come up. Hey, excuse you. Right, so it says some great quest is clearly underway, but before you can travel to Orion or Arion, you offer your services, you must find out whether your holiday has fully restored your powers. Did we go on holiday? Dunno. So skill, stamina, luck, no big deal. Are we having big dice or little dice today, guys? What's the crack, Jack? Spellsinger's written a few. No way. Wow. Mate, you should, you know, send them in or something. Get them published. You never know. Maybe they could take it on. Like send it to Ian, and maybe he'll forward it to Scholastic and put together, you know, the book. Like they have to make a Fighting Fantasy aircraft fighting book. What? Aircraft fighting book? The hell's that? Where you have to fight in the air like Top Gun. You mean, well, it'd have to be dragons, mate, which they've already done. That Crystal of the Storm or whatever is kind of that, you know. We're having the bug dice, okay. Big dice. If you need art, Jeff Witty Art knows a guy who's an artist. Right, this is our skill, guys. This is our skill. How strong are we today, guys? 4, not bad. That's 10, that is. So that is actually pretty good, I'd say. But how long can we last? Here we go. 10! That's 22. That got pen's a bit fruity. Guys, 10 and 22. I've got a good feeling about this. And now our luck. Here we go. Kiss of death, that could have been. 6! We got a luck at 12, which means the first time we're asked to test our luck, it's a free go. We're lucky instantly. Dudes, that is a mega score. Skill of 10, stamina of 22, and luck of 12. Boom! Hey, beef up this dude up here, man. He's on steroids today. Right. So that is basically that. What else we got in here? Using luck. Restoring your stats. So it says your pouch and water flask contain enough provisions for 10 meals. We have 10 meals, guys. And obviously, don't forget, if you want me to have a meal, yes please, I love Oreos. Put meal in capital letters. Boom. And then we'll have that, but obviously can't do it during a battle. When you eat a meal, 4 points, yada yada yada. Yada yada yada. Remember too that your stamina score may never go above the initial. I think it very rarely will, to be honest. You start your adventure with the bare minimum of equipment. Hang on, I need my glasses. Where? Let's get the old readers out. Welcome to Adam's reading time. Like a retirement home now. For the Nerdville. Okay. Birdie big bollocks too, right, yeah. You may stumble across other items. You're armed with a sword and you're dressed in leather. You got a pouch to hold some of your provisions and money. You start your adventure with 20 gold pieces and 1 scarlet pearl. That's very specific. Guys, we start with some money. 20 GPs and a scarlet pearl. Well, we put that in our pocket so it doesn't affect our backpack, which can only hold 7 items. So, in addition, you may take 1 bottle of a magical potion, which will aid on your quest. Damn, if I'd have known that, I'd have said that first. Which one do you want, guys? Skill, strength, or luck? You can have a potion that will restore 1 of 3 of your stats. Which potion would you like? We kind of need... Should we do a poll on that? Yeah, let's do a poll. I feel like that's poll worthy. So, where is it? Ask a question. Potions. So we got potion of skilly, potion of stamina, not stamina, stamina, and a potion of luck. We'll leave that to run, guys, for a couple of minutes. Meal now. Make sure they're fresh before we begin. Oh, do you know what? Did the food shop, right? Bought a bag of crisps, 6-pack to last the week. And taking them out the multi-pack, because I like to have them separate, because you can see what you've got then, instead of scrambling through a bag, which is only going to rip open anyway. And one of the packs was stuck to the bottom of the bag. It was like glued to the inside. So when I took it off, it opened up the bag. Well, I think it opened up the bag. I honestly believe it was already open, because when I went to eat them, man, they tasted a little bit stale. Very weird. So I think I was eating some of the glue or something. So yeah, might have a little bit of a tick today, who knows. Pull it up, yeah. So it says you can take your potion at any time except during a battle. This adventure sheet is pretty standard. It's your normal, bog standard, no frills adventure sheet. And the intro is like 3-4 pages long, so it's not too bad. But yeah. But how is everybody doing today? How is everybody's day or evening or morning, wherever you happen to be in the world? Right, let's see what this says now. End that poll. What is the consensus, guys? Potion of luck. Yeah, that is the best one to have, to be honest. Oh, hang on, whoa! What the hell? Literally, my pen's just given birth to another pen. I've been using one of these. I don't know which one I've been using, but I went to go pick it up, and there was another one there. Now the pens are multiplying. Did I get it wet or something? Fucking hell. That's weird. Yeah, man. Even is great here. Along 3-day weekend. Ooh, you're off on Monday. Well, I tell you, this September, sorry, I've got pretty much every Saturday off for pre-planned events. But so it's like they're holidays as well, so I'm getting paid to not go to work, basically. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So I'll only be working I'll probably take extra shifts, to be honest, but I'm only working planned 2 days a week, man, for all of September, but getting paid for 3. So how cool is that? Beautiful morning here in the Emerald Isle. Whoa, hang on a second. Emerald, that's not where I sent the bloody thing. Where's the Emerald Isle? Is that a joke or what's this? Ireland. Oh, okay, Ireland. That is where. No, that's in the USA, the Emerald Isle. I was going to say, that's mad. Okay. I'm going to guess that was a bit of a joke or something. Right, anyway. Guys, you know what to do if you want to begin. You know what the score is. You know how to do it. Put all them all back in there. So, yeah. Boom, Spellsinger's with it. Look at that. He knows exactly what to do there. Northern Ireland. Ah, yeah, that's right, yeah. The western stretches of the Black Ocean are notorious for sudden squalls and storms. You pray to Haidana, god of waters, and beseech him to distract his brother, Shook, from the storm god, or at least to divert him to some other part of the world. Perhaps Haidana hears you, but Suk is a mighty god, capable of investing his power in many places at once. At any rate, the Black Ocean lives up to its reputation. It takes you 5 days and nights to battle in your solo craft through the storm. At last, as the sun sinks in fire under the ocean, in the distance you glimpse the looming cliffs of the Rockwall Islands in the southwest. Only 2 more days then to Orion. If the weather holds, that is. At noon on the 3rd day, you find a space in the crowded quays of Orion and make your way up the hill towards the royal palace. The city is as busy as usual, with people going about their daily business, but there is a curious listlessness about their actions. Your fame may gain you entry to the king and queen themselves. If not, the noble council of elders will tell you what is going on and the reason for the summoning of adventurers to Orion. Excuse me, my throat keeps on doing some weird shit like. Now we start the timer, Jeff, when we hit page 1. Otherwise, we're losing like so many minutes of that 30-minute, just to read in the intro. Imagine trying to do that through Creature of Havoc. Fuck that. King John Thine and his sister Elgana, the co-rulers of Orion, are indeed only too glad to hear of your arrival, and you do not have to wait long before you are summoned to the royal presence. If only you'd arrived yesterday, Queen Elgana exclaims, as soon as you are standing before them. Or better, if only you'd never left after your last visit here. When was it? 3 years ago? Closer to 4, lady, you reply, and you shudder at the memory of the evil you encountered then. But what can I do for you now? Nothing, the king replies bluntly. I had to award the quest to another. Time is vital, you see. You weren't here, so I gave it to... He gulps before continuing. Fang Zen of Jita. The king holds up his hand to forestall your protests. I know, he's a nasty piece of work, but even you have to admit that he's pretty good at what he does. And I had to choose the best available. It's my daughter, you see. Over the next 10 minutes, the king stammers out his tale. His daughter, the Princess Royal... What? Tesla. Hang on. Telesa, sorry. Telesa, that's a bit of... The Prince Royal Telesa, I thought it said Tesla, sorry. Telesa. Only 15 she is of age, already famed throughout Kull for her beauty and charm, had been kidnapped a few weeks ago while riding out with some friends just north of the city. Sounds a little too familiar, this story does. The kidnappers showed that they meant business. White van job, wasn't it? The limbs of her friends had been hacked from their bodies and left on the ground in the form of a message which said, wait. That's pretty horrific, isn't it? Bloody hell. Like a bloody Texas Chainsaw Massacre scene, that. You know, it's supposed to be for kids, this. John Thane and Elgana of Orion are no fools, however. Well, letting a 15-year-old with their friends roaming the lands. I don't know about that. I suppose, yeah, 15 is all right now. While seeming to await the kidnapper's message, they secretly sent out carrier pigeons in all directions. That'll sort it out, yeah. One of them found you on Takio. If it weren't for the storm, you'd have been here on time. I don't know who John Thane is. Oh, he's the king. Sorry. No message arrived until 2 days ago, John Thane continues. I was so anxious. My precious, my Telesa. When it came, it was no simple demand. They, whoever they are, for the message was unsigned. They want total control forever over the export of gold from the rich mines which Orion controls. They're after his money. Now, this is far from being our only export, you see. We wheel and deal in all sorts. But it is certainly a rich source of revenue. Money. I have to send a letter of agreement to the demand, signed with the royal seal in the hands of a single messenger. Because they don't have mobiles or the internet in Titan, in case anybody's new to watching. The messenger is to travel due west to the city alone, until the kidnappers meet him. Or her. Come on, don't be sexist. Well, how would the kidnappers make themselves known to the messenger, you ask? Their message was accompanied by locks of Telesa's hair, crudely shorn with some blunt knife. Her hair is unmistakable, like fine spun gold, shot through with russet lights. They will greet the messenger with more of her hair, or with her head if the messenger fails to bring my letter, or does not travel alone. How do they identify the messenger? Like, could be anybody. They just go around asking, you got a letter for me, man? Here's the hair. You know what I mean? Like, How do they know who it's going to be? Too many questions, man. You stay with the king and queen for some minutes more before offering to help in any way you can. But it is too late. Your rival, Fang Zhen, has the job. That's it. Game over. Your adventure ends here. You're not going on the mission because Fang Zhen is. What did you offer this Fang Zhen dude, you ask? The usual fee for such work is half our kingdom, he replies. Fucking hell. Half his kingdom. Hang on a second here. Let me get this straight, Jonathan. Some dudes are coming after one of your many export businesses because they want to take control of the export of gold, right? That's just one stream of income. And instead, you're going to trade half your kingdom in order to get your daughter back. Mate, should have just let him have the export stream. Like, take it, guys. But you can give me my daughter back, mate. Like, man, this dude's giving away an awful lot just to get his daughter back. Man, she must have some bloody great golden hair. Tell you. When it is appropriate to do so, you leave the royal presence and wander back into town. Which reminds me, where's my... There we go. That's better. We've done it for a pint, and we would have done it for a pint. Yeah. Hey, Kingy, mate, just buy me a pint, and you could have had it sorted. She said she'd been bitten by a poisonous snake, and I tried to suck out the venom, Your Honor. Sounds a little... Hang on a second. She said she'd been bitten by a poison. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. I was going to say. She looked older, Your Honor. What is this, man? Jailbait. 15, but she does look 18. Guys, what the hell? Come on, mate. This is YouTube, not bloody, porn tube or whatever it's called. Great golden hair. Cuffs match the collar. Right. I'm not reading the chat anymore, guys. You guys are going to get me fired. Not that I'm employed, but you know what I mean. Right. Oh, we got a nice little picture here, guys. I reckon this is all what you guys look like, to be honest. There's a picture of, I guess, some local tavern. I don't know. I'm saying that's what you guys look like, though. That's it. Right. Now we start the timer. Now we've started. Boom. Here we go, guys. Several hours and several taverns later, you find yourself probably spewing up in an alleyway in the Dockland area of the city. So we're at the docks, sitting on the dock of the bay, waiting the time is going away. 'Cause can't even bloody hear that. What's going on? Come on, crank it up. Crank your bitch up. Let's go. Is that better? You guys can hear that? I don't know. In a seedy dive called the Barnacled Keel. Talking of barnacled keels, the warts on the barman's face, it seems that however much you drink, the clearer your head... Hang on, what? Talking of barnacle keels, the warts on the barman's face, ... It's just pointing it out, I guess. It seems that however much you drink, the clearer your head becomes. That doesn't happen. The image of the beautiful young princess being manhandled by ruffians, we've all seen that video on the internet, keeps appearing in your mind. She's surrounded, isn't she? By... Oh my God. And makes you curse your bad luck in failing. This sounds like a Bonnie Blue situation now. Hey, King, is your daughter called Bonnie by any chance? She's in the hands of about 1,000 men. Don't worry about it. Okay, so guys, do you want to travel west out of Orion anyway? Hang on, what? The ruffians keep appearing in your mind and makes you curse your bad luck in failing to reach Arion in time. Will you travel west out of Arion anyway to see if you can find Fang Zhen or the kidnappers? Okay, so that's one option. Go after Fang Zhen or find those kidnappers. Or do you want to stay in Orion? You know, say balls to that bitch. Let's just do some crabs or something on the. Let's go play the slats in Orion. Bonnie blowjob. Facial herpes. May our stamina never fail. We've got loads of stamina, man. This is a proper. So come on, guys. Yeah, are we gonna go after the kidnappers, or are we gonna hang around in Orion and see what's going on? I keep saying Arian and Orion, but I don't care. Stay in, Jeffy says. Let's hang around. Yeah. She'll find her own way home. She'll be alright. The noise in the bar is deafening. So we're in a bar now. I mean, I haven't got a bar kind of sound. I'll have to be that. All you can hear is snatches of... Fuck! What? All you can hear is snatches. And thunder. Snatches of nearby conversations. No, it was you who said that to her, a woman shrieks. 5 shillings? You must be joking, a sailor growls. Oh, my name's not Penn, the man talking to the barman says. Did you hear the one about the Elancian and the... Someone else asks. Baron Den Snow. He's the evil son of a lizard who... Will you try and find a place to sit down amongst all this ruffian business, or do you want to leave and look for another tavern? Tighter than... Man. What should we do, guys? Should we sit in this one? Does this sound like a good tavern? Or should we go find another one? It's pissing with rain outside, so by the sounds of it. Let's go bar hopping. Alright, we're going to go look for another tavern. You turn into Creel Maker's Alley, so we're back outside in the town, I'm guessing. Turn into Creel Maker's Alley and see 2 more taverns further along, on opposite sides of the street. If you do not have the royal letter, which the king and queen gave Fang Zhen, no, we don't, you now feel that your task is hopeless, and that you ought to start again, or perhaps go in search of another adventure. What the fuck? Otherwise, you may as well carry on drinking now that you've started. Will you go to the Bushel on the right or the Elfbane Bar on the left? Does that kind of mean the adventure's over, but the book just lets you carry on drinking? Well, I'm a bit unsure on that one. That seems a bit... Oh, do you know what? I never did check on the old pricing. So, yeah, you got 2 pubs you can go check out, guys. The Bushel or the Elfbane Bar. Let me know which one you want to go to. And then while you're doing that, I'm going to check on eBay for how much this book costs if you're wanting to buy it now. Deathmoor. Fighting Fantasy. So, there are listings right now. Fuck! What? Are you having a giraffe? Guys, they go 150, 200 quid. You having a giraffe on this, mate? Every one of these listings is over £100. Jesus. Right, so that's if you want to buy it now. Spellsinger, mate. Good luck. Good luck to you. Right, Elfbane. Okay, we'll go to Elfbane. Let me just check on completed listings here. Like, I want to see how much they have sold for in the past. Guys, that is mental, isn't it? How do you find completed listings here? There's completed items. Here we go. In the past, they've sold for, and this was this year, in August, 312, 151, 150. Dude, every single one. 156. Legitly, this is well over £100 to buy. One sold for 229 on the 15th of July. What is going on? I did not pay that much for this book at all. Wow. That is absolutely mental. Who hasn't got this book, guys? And who wants to buy it for 500 quid? Elfbane. Right, let's go. Elfbane on the left. Legitly, guy, I'm not selling it, but legitly, who hasn't got this book yet in their collection? Hey? MVB, don't know what that means. MVB. Anybody know what MVB means? I'll take it off your hands for a £5. Spellsinger, mate, if you want, you can come round, you can film your review here for this book, save you buying it. All right, mate? In fact, you can come round and do that for all the books that are like over 200 quid. You film your reviews from here, mate, okay? And then obviously a massive credit to say thank you, Adam, for, you know, renting out your studio to me and the book. So Jeff hasn't got it. Spellsinger hasn't got it. Most valuable, but you telling me, Tim? Honestly, Yellow's never played it. Bloody hell, this is mental. I've forgotten the name, the number now that we bloody shit. I forgot where we were. Hang on a second. Give me a couple of minutes, guys, to retrace. This is where them bookmarks come in handy. Oh, hello. Ooh la la. There's a lovely lady there on that page. I think it's this page, but I'm not too sure, and I don't obviously want to read the wrong one, because that one talks about a slimy creature, and I don't think that's correct. Shit. It's only going to take me like 2 minutes, guys, so talk amongst yourselves. This mushroom bane or whatever it's called ain't really working that well. Although I have, honestly, I've watched some videos that I recorded before I started taking this lion's mane mushroom powder, and honestly, I sound like a demented old man. You know, so clear thinking, so, you know, pin sharp. I mean, certain things slip the memory still, but like, yeah, it is legit, guys. It does work. Go buy it. Have it in your coffee every morning. Boom. You're sweet for the rest of the day. Focus and concentration, man. That's what it is. Gives you so much focus, you forget a page number from 2 minutes prior, because you're that focused, you know? Oh, man. There it is. Right, okay, I got it. Oh, it was that page. Oh, that's a bit weird. Okay. I did remember it correctly. I wasn't sure because it says, it starts off with a skin of geese. I'm like, that doesn't sound like the result, you know? Where are we going to go to? Elfbane Tavern. Yeah, that's the one. A skin of geese in V formation wings its way overhead as you turn into the bar. Maybe this is a good omen. You sit on a high stool back in the bar and try to engage the landlord in conversation, but he is too busy to do more than grunt at you. Mind you, your neighbor tells you that that's the most intelligent comment he's heard from the landlord in years. You swivel around on your stool woo, to survey the scene. At that moment, a vile-looking old crone walks into the bar, clutching some withered sprigs of heather. She is clearly a well-known figure because she hardly has time to utter, "By my lucky heather," before the landlord has hustled her out the door, prodding her with the brush end of a broom. Oh yeah, I'll bet it is, mate. Will you follow the horrid crone? But the descriptions in this are ace. Will you follow the horrid crone out into the street, or will you investigate gambling that's happening inside the tavern? What do you fancy, guys? You fancy a little bit of gambling, or do you want to go after the Leatherface lady? What do you reckon, guys? Let's follow the crone. Hey, you must be desperate, man. It said horrid crone as well, mate. This book really hasn't even started yet, has it? We haven't even started the adventure. We're still circling around the town. You step out along the cobbled street until you catch up with the ghastly hag. Mate, I'm loving this. Here, you say, I'll buy some of your shitty heather. How much is it? You find her price of 1 gold piece outrageous. Hang on, well, how can it be lower than 1 gold piece? But she insists that her heather is really lucky. Well, so are we, love. You know. Will you pay the price or not? Shall we give 1 gold piece for some lucky gypsy heather? Guys, beggars can't be choosers. Who's begging, mate? You begging, Spellsinger? Guys, Spellsinger's begging for it. Let's go pay him a visit. Pay up. Okay, we'll pay it. We'll pay her price of 1 gold piece. So the lucky heather is not going in the backpack because it's like, yeah. We'll just put it in our pocket. We just shove it in our pocket or put it behind our ear. It's not really worthy of a place in the backpack because it's so bloody small. So we pay her price. And your adventure ends here. Oh my god, guys. I think this is a picture of that said hag. Hello. Give us a kiss. That does look horrific, to be honest. Cross 1 gold piece off your adventure sheet. Done. The hag bites the coin to make sure it is genuine before scuttling off down a back alley. You wait for something to happen, but nothing does. You hurl the crumbling heather onto the ground in anger and scratch at the bite one of the crone's countless lice has already given you. What? Sorry, when did the crone's lice attach itself to us? We've lost our heather because the book's decided that we just throw it on the floor after she runs off. Like, what? She's fit. Put a bag over her head and tell her to get... Bloody hell, man. Mate, she is riddled with warts. I'm sorry, but no wonder the landlord told her to get lost. Bloody hell. So, hang on. I don't go... When did it say the lice attached itself to us? You scratch the bite, so we've just been bitten by lice. Which, do you really feel the bite of a lice? Like, when they're on you? Do you really feel them biting you? I don't know, maybe that's the itchy part of it. I don't know. That was a bit crazy then. So, we're also back out in the alleyway or something, aren't we? I just remembered. Right. What the hell? This keeps... You return to your boat for the night. Do we sleep on a boat? When did the book say that we sleeping on a boat? Did we arrive by boat? I think this dude's forgetting what he's written. In the early hours of the morning, 2 fish-like shapes pull themselves over the side of your boat. Man, this dude was smoking something when he wrote this. Scarlet pearls are sacred to Pelagines. Pelagines? And they have sent a raiding party to recover the one you stole. When did we steal it? As they see it, sorry. From Takio. Under their law, this crime is punishable by death. So already, the book has just put us into the shit. Like, we haven't done anything. You know what I mean? Pelagines are the amphibious race, and if you want to see what a picture of they look like, that's Pelagine. Basically a merman, but more fishy than anything else. Equally at home on land or underwater. Their fish-like heads belie cunning and intelligence, and the scales that cover their humanoid bodies are like armor plating. You can inflict only 1 stamina point of damage on them in each attack round you win. The fuck? The male wields a trident while the female, so it's a couple coming after us, advances tossing a coral-handled dagger from one hand to the other. In the narrow confines of your cabin, they have to approach one at a time. We have to fight both of them, guys, and we can only inflict 1 point of damage on them. This is going to be the longest battle we've ever done, guys. So the male has a skill of 7. The female has a skill of 6. The male has stamina of 8, whilst the female has a stamina of 5. Sounds a bit like bullshit to me. This isn't lucky at all. Throw the lice at them. Man, can't we just, like, you know, get a fire going and fry up some fish, you know? Or throw some lemon on them? Because that goes well with fish, doesn't it? Hang on a second. Oh, yeah. So we got to fight, basically. So the first one we're fighting has a skill of 7. They're minusing 3 off their dice roll. And we're not in the 30 after the 30 minutes, so anything's possible. So they rolled a 6, which becomes a 3. And we rolled a 9. But it don't matter with how many difference of points. They are now down to 7 stamina. This is going to take forever. Fuck you, Robin. For imposing this rule. Sorry, I didn't mean that, Robin. But I did. Right. Second one. Oh, fuck. Look at that. If only. Oh, no, because that would have gone against us. Right, okay. So they rolled a 12, which becomes a 9, didn't it? 10, 11, 12, yeah. So, and we rolled a 10, so we still won that round. So they're now down to 6 stamina points. We got to get this fight in before the 30-minute mark, I tell you. It's going to turn into another 12-hour stream. Yeah, it's telling me. They rolled a 9, which will become a 6, and we rolled a 9, so we beat them. They're down to 5 stamina points now. So basically, 8 rounds of combat with this fishy fucker. And then another, yeah, exactly, about 15 rounds, isn't it? Ding, ding. So they rolled a 6, which becomes a 3. We rolled an 11, which would have annihilated them by now. But now they've got 4 stamina points. So 4 more rounds of this. Go on, here we go. Let's do the speed round now. So they've got a 7, which becomes a 4. We got a 6. We won. They're down to 3. They rolled a 7, which becomes a 4. We rolled a 6. Hang on. Deja vu on that one. They're down to 2 now. Fishman's going. Gonna kill him right in front of his missus. We rolled a 12 this time. They rolled. We won that one. They're down to 1 stamina point. Hang on. There's no special rules like after 3 rounds. No. Okay. And they rolled a 5. So he's dead. So now we've just got another 5 rounds with this bitch. So they have to minus 4 off their dice rolls. Here we go. Boom. So they rolled a 0. They're down to 4. So yeah, that's pretty handy, isn't it? They rolled another 5. They're down to 0 again. Bloody, we've rolled double 6s again. The fuck is this shit? We've rolled 2 double 6s within 3 dice rolls. That never happens. So they're down to 3 now. Honestly, the dice are with us today. They've rolled a 9, which becomes a 4. We rolled 7, so they're down to 2. 2 more rounds, guys. They rolled a 10, which becomes a 5. We rolled a 7. So that's 1 in it. Down to 1 now. Final point. Here we go. They rolled an 11. Oh, shit. Which becomes a 6. We rolled a 5. We lose. Hang on a second here. And a 6. We lose 1 point. 1 point difference, guys, off that one. Wow. That could have been worse. They're still on 1 point. Fuck. They rolled a 4, which is -1. They're dead. If you win, right, you decide to stay awake for the rest of the night. In the morning, you leave Orion to seek out Talessa's kidnappers, or you can remain in the city for a little while longer. What do you want to do, guys? Do you want to remain in the city a little while longer? Where's them bloody bookmarks gone? Or do you want to go seek out the kidnappers? Oh, there it is. I'm going to use a bookmark. Put a little bookmark. The fish are feisty. Yeah, man. Sour fish. In 7 more minutes, the 6611 rule comes into play. Oh dear. So we can stay in the town, you know, hang out, find the kidnappers. Mickmer, welcome in, mate. Haven't seen your name before. Welcome to our little corner of YouTube here, where we do fighting fantasy. And we just fought these 2 fishy people. Bit of a long battle, but we did win. And now we're going to go find some kidnappers. So, thank you for joining. 3 days later, you are still walking towards the west. There has been no sign of the kidnappers, though occasionally you have felt yourself being watched. If you have King John Thane's letter, he didn't give us a letter, did he? The royal seal will show you where to go in order to meet the kidnappers. Huh? He didn't give us a bloody letter, did he? Hang on a second here. I don't remember him saying here's a letter. How will the kidnappers make themselves known to you? They've got locks of her hair. They will greet the messenger with more of her hair. I have to send... Oh, yeah, here we go. I have to send a letter of agreement to the demand signed with the royal seal in the hands of a single messenger. Oh, hang on, but that went to... That's the one that went to Yang Zin, isn't it? Yeah, he gave that to Zeng, whatever his name was. So we didn't actually... we didn't get that letter. Yang Zin did, whatever his name was. Okay, understood. If you have come here without the letter, you have failed. What? Your action will cause the death of the beautiful and innocent princess, as King John Thane warned you at the very start. We haven't... What? Your adventure is over. The fuck? We lasted 25 minutes, guys. What happened? Guys. Anders, what do you mean 117? What's 117? I don't know what that means, mate. We didn't get a letter saying 117, mate. We went to go see the king. He said my daughter's been snatched. You know, they're after money, the usual shtick. I've had to send, you know, what was his name? Zigzag or something. I've had to send him because you weren't here to go and, you know, rescue the daughter. And for some reason we were like, okay, well, I could have done it. Who was that name? But then he goes on about how the kidnappers are going to find... Yeah, Fang Zhen, that's it, Fang Zhen. And he wants half the kingdom for finding the daughter. I mean, how... Oh, I don't get that book at all, man. That is a weird fucking book. Deathmoor, every bloody playthrough, isn't it? Bloody Deathmoor. I can't believe that. Guys, shouldn't have gone and found the kidnappers, guys. We should have bloody hung out in the city a little bit more, you know? Fuck, I didn't even get to eat my Oreo cookies. Not the greatest adventure ever written. Well, how do I spell singer? We don't know, mate. Could be the best one ever. You don't find out unless you get that letter. You've got to find Fang Zen. And this book goes for 250 quid. Mate, the joke is on them paying that much, isn't it? Deathmoor. Fucking hell. Unbelievable, that. But don't worry, guys. I'm not going to end the stream just yet because I feel like we've been conned. Okay? I'm going to go through... I'll show you the covers of all those books that we didn't get to do on the 12-hour stream. So we'll go through the other books. I had no idea this one was like this. Let me just queue up next time's book, which is Knights of Doom. That's what the cover should look like. Unfortunately, that's what the cover looks like on my copy. There's been a whiteout. The book seems to be inconsistent. I will, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, John Green. Yeah, this is Jonathan Green. Illustrated by Tony Howe, or Hoff, or who, however. And the cover illustration was done as well by Tony. That one. That cover looks pretty cool. That's kind of on the same level as Island of the Lizard King for me. I can't remember again. Knights Templar, Demons. That's the book we're going to be reading. Get Deathmoor out of here. Fuck off. So you got that one. You've already got that one. You're taking that one home. But here's what you could have won. Let me clear some space here, and we'll bring out the other books. Let's put the scroll away till next time, folks. Pardon me. Didn't even get my biscuits. Bullshit. Right, you can go down there because I don't think I'll be painting for a while, sadly. So after Knights of Doom, you've got Mage Hunter, which is equally as expensive on eBay as Deathmoor is. This one, cover illustration by Ian Miller. This is in immaculate condition, by the way. I don't know where this was when I spilled the coffee. Russ Nicholson does all the internal artwork. I'm not going to show Knights of Doom's internal artwork because we'll be playing it in 2 weeks' time. So, yeah. Not everyone, though, is a Russ Nicholson classic. That one seems a bit bare. And it was written by Paul Mason. So, and luckily, this book here isn't been fingered by Paul, you know, who tends to burn all the adventure sheets. So, yeah, Mage Hunter. The cover looks kind of interesting, doesn't it? With the dragons fighting it out. I think this is the Skyrim one, if I remember correctly, which I probably don't remember correctly. So I'm running out of room of where I can actually stash these things. I'll have to sort this out later. And then that's book number 57. Book number 58 is another equally pricey. This is 300 plus on eBay. Revenge of the Vampire. This is a Vault of the Vampire sequel. Written by Keith Martin, who did the other one, and Martin McKenna. The team return from Vault of the Vampire. Les Edwards did the cover, which is okay. It's not as cool as the other cover, I feel, but it is pretty good. It's okay actually. Like, let's get real. But look at that picture. Bloody hell, the internal artwork. Look at that. How scary is that? I mean, vampires galore in this book, and it's vampire spelt P-Y-R-E, not P-I-R-E. Vampire. Hello, I am a vampire. Welcome to my castle. Couldn't I suck your blood? So yeah, this one, another rare one, basically. And then, of course, you've got the original rare one, Curse of the Mummy. This is the final book in the Puffin run, Curse of the Mummy. This copy, this style, goes for mega money, evidently. Jonathan Green wrote it, illustrated by Martin McKenna. And he also did the cover illustration, which is slightly changed for the reprint of this book by Wizard. But the good thing about that book, you know, which is way cheaper than this one, is that the pictures are kind of funky, but the mistakes that you'll find in this book are no longer in the reprints. So effectively, the reprint is better to have. But you know, I like the dragon cover on this one. From what I remember, it's basically the Mummy movie, isn't it? From what I remember, this is a good book, but it's like one of them where you need things in order to get through and finish the book. You need to do things, you know, like obtain certain things. You've never read your copy. Are we moving away from Fighting Fantasy after the Puffin range ends, or carrying on? Where? Well, we're going to go when we like for these read-throughs. Don't fall! Don't you dare fall! Hey, there's the Hannibal Lecter book. When we finish the Puffin run, yes, we will be going through the Wizard run, which this is the original 3 Wizard, right? Run, which I'm not really sure in which order they did originally really get released, but I've got it in Eye of the Dragon, Blood Bones, and Howl of the Werewolf. But there is some kind of discrepancy of when these actually got released. Because evidently, I think Eye of the Dragon was written way before it actually got released. Or it might be Blood Bones. I can't remember which one. One of these two was written years before it actually got released. So, yeah. And obviously these are prints like done by the Wizard series, because by the time this came out, effectively this is book 60, 61 and 62 in my, you know, carrying on the numbering from the last Puffin one, which is 59. So 60, 61, 62. And then you've got 2 more from the same Wizard publisher, so effectively I should count them in this, but they have a completely different cover. They decided to change the format, and they're massive. They're thicker books. These are huge. I think they go beyond 400, if I remember correctly. No, they don't. No, they still have 400 entries. Stormslayer, that's the Stephen Player one, and Night of the Necromancer. Boom. So 63, 64 effectively in the numbering. So this is the Wizard one, right? They're the Wizard books. Obviously, they then started reprinting the original Puffin run of Ian and Steve's, the Warlock, Citadel, Forest, yada yada yada. And then eventually Wizard got fed up and went, forget Fighting Fantasy, and so it then got picked up by a different publisher, Scholastic, I believe. Hang on a second. Is this done by Wizard? Yeah, that's done by Wizard actually. So hang on, I think I haven't finished with Wizard actually. I thought this was a Scholastic print because it honestly looks like it. Yeah, it is. So this is confusing to me now. Maybe I haven't got these in order. But Gates of Death is a Scholastic print. But Blood of the Zombies is a Wizard print. And it has the original kind of green spine, like the original Puffin series. I remember when this came out, it was a bit of a big deal. I thought Gates of Death came out. I don't know which ones. Somebody in the chat, please. Clue me in. Ian's judging me. He's like, you know how you doing, Pestridge. This one is a really fun book to read. So this would technically, in my eyes, be book number, what, 64? 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 65, or, you know, whichever one of these came first. 65, 66. Gates of Death is Scholastic. I don't know if there is a wizard version of that or not. I don't know. But I've got the Scholastic version. And then from Scholastic onwards, we've got the Scholastic Collection. So 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. 72 unique books written in the Fight and Fantasy range overall, plus the 4 sorcery ones. So if you want to say 79, you can. Or did I say 72? So it'd be 76, sorry. Then you can. Let me catch up with this. They are in different order. Yeah, Wizards reprints just jump all over the place. Like, they are mental in terms of the ordering of the releases. So if we look at this Blood of the Zombies, it goes number 1, Warlock of Firetop Mountain. Number 2, The Citadel of Chaos. Number 3, Death Trap Dungeon. Number 4, Storm Slayer. Like, number 5, Creature of Havoc. It just shits all over the ordering. And then it says also available in the original Wizard editions. Number 6, I mean, so there's different runs of the Wizard books. In the original Wizard run, Crypt of the Sorcerer is number 6. But in the new Wizard run, City of Thieves is number 6. So you've got like different multiple runs of these. Honestly, that's why I stick with the Puffin originals. You know, they didn't change the ordering during the different runs, but I guess in the different prints they did on the Wizard ones. It becomes super confusing. But yeah, hang on. We're jumping the gun here. Let me. I'm gonna say Blood of the Zombies came out before Gates of Death because of the Wizard thing. But I don't know. I have a feeling that came out after Gates of Death. Could be wrong. Your order is Eye of the Dragon. I've got the Eye of the Dragon, the thrill of the fight. Blood Bone, Howl of the Werewolf, Storm Slayer, Necromancer, and then Blood Zombie. Okay, I'm going with you, Rhymester, mate. What you say? Wizard released Smith and Thompson. Did they? Didn't know that. So this is written by Ian Livingstone. Wrote this one. Well, I think isn't this the book that somebody else wrote and Ian took credit for? Is that right? Or am I misremembering that? It hasn't got a picture of him on the back. He hasn't put his face to this one. But here are the covers of those Wizard books, which some of them look pretty cool, but some of them look a little bit wank, you know. Maybe I should try and get these Wizard reprints just for the covers, you know. I don't know. I don't really care about them. Illustrated by Martin McKenna. It doesn't tell you who did the cover illustration, but to be honest, they probably don't want to put their name to it because it's like a little bit meh. But the inside illustrations are, you know, still beautiful. They still stuck with the line art. Beautiful. I don't actually remember what happens in this one. I don't think I've played it that much. So we'll have to give that one a go. Keith Martin wrote it. Was that who wrote it and then Ian put his name on it? Okay. So Blood Bones is next. Who it says written by Jonathan Green, illustrated by Tony Ho, however you want to pronounce it. If you go to fightandfantasy.com, you can find exclusive interviews by Ian and Steve. And obviously the Wizard books put the dice like the sorcery books did. That was one thing that, you know, came. I do remember this book and I do enjoy it. It's really good. Who did the illustrations, did I say? Oh, Tony Hoff, yeah. This one is really fun to play through. And then Howl of the Werewolf is a beast of a book. And where it was written by Jonathan Green, and it's where he starts taking liberties with Fight and Fantasy by putting in well over 400 entries, which is fine. The more the merrier, I say. Illustrated by Martin McKenna. He seemed to be very busy towards the end of the Puffin run and the beginning of the Wizard years, but never faltered in his illustrations. It doesn't say who did the cover again. Like, or maybe it does on the inside. Text, illustrations, copyright, nothing about the cover. I can only assume that Martin McKenna did the cover as well, but I love that cover. Look at that. That is so cool. And it's a really fun book. I can't wait for us to play this one. This is really good. I might put my Chewbacca onesie on for that one. Do love it. Oh yeah, I've got Swarm Slayer next in the thingy. Sorry, that was Legend of Zagor. Oh? Oh, right. Oh, is that Legend of Zagor that Ghost wrote? So this one was written by Stephen Player, who... Oh, no. Oh, hang on. Wait, what? Did he do Night of the Necromancer? Hang on a second here. No? What the fuck? I'm missing a book then. Guys, there... Or did he was the artist? Maybe he was the artist, sorry. Maybe I was speaking to the artist and not the... Yeah. Oh, I thought Stephen Player wrote this book, okay? I speak to him on Messenger quite a lot, right? So, like, nothing recently, but I have done loads of times. And I thought he wrote the book. He's the artist, he's the illustrator for this book, not the bloody writer. This is a Jonathan Green. So he started getting heavily involved after Howl of the Werewolf. Well, actually, he'd done some in the Puffin run, hadn't he? But he started to get more involved now. Again, they don't ever put who did the front cover. So I can only assume Stephen Player did this. Although, there's not much to design on that front cover. It's a template job with a single picture, which... hang on, I do actually remember... Hang on. I think I asked Stephen this, who did that front cover, and he told me. Let me look up and there he is. Let me go back to... He sent me a picture of himself. I won't show, but it looks identically... It looks identical to me, with a face app. Honestly, that is mental. Scary. So here we go. Hiya, Steve. I'm just wondering, yada yada yada. Yes, I illustrated Storm Slayer, but that's it. That's it. I would definitely be interested. I own the copyright. So he owns the copyright on his illustrations. Just in case anybody wanted to know that. Because I'm here. This was when I was doing the TV show. I reached out to Stephen. I won't read out everything like word for word, but he basically was saying he owns the copyright for his illustrations. He would be interested in still doing artwork for Fighting Fantasy books. He doesn't live in the UK, but he did. He has an agent. I was talking about the TV show. My chats, and I asked him, oh hello. So I said, had a Skype chat with Ian yesterday and was keen to see a series made and was interested in a lot of my ideas. One of the hurdles he mentioned was him and Steve only have the license for the text on about 30 of the books in the series, as the other half was written by other people. So I mentioned that I would like to see original writers and illustrators coming back where possible to work on the series, bringing their copyright with them. So the writers allow us to make their book into an episode, and the artists allow their illustrations to be used as concept artwork for the episode, as they are hired as concept artists to expand on their original work. So the writers are paid as co-writers and the artists are paid as concept artists. And all of the material that isn't owned by copyright is allowed to be used in the making of the episode for free. What are your thoughts on this proposal? Do you feel this is a fair offer to writers and artists? Would you accept this offer as being one of the artists in the series? And his answer was, in theory, yes, but it all depends on the logistics, the amount of work, the deadline, and exactly how, where, and when this would happen. But he did say depending on other commitments, but generally, yes, he was interested. So there you go. That was the last time I spoke to him. So yeah, artist Storm Slayer. Don't remember much about this book. Jonathan Green. I think I remember him saying that he did do the artwork on that creature, but obviously he didn't design any of this template crap. But that's kind of how what they stuck with for a couple of releases for some reason. Is it? Am I right in thinking that there is a Gates of Death version of this for this, or am I not? Is that not correct? Is it only this version for Gates of Death, or is there a Gates of Death? Because in my mind, there are 3 books like this. In my head, in my memory, there was 3 with this cover design on it. Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe they did a print run of Blood of the Zombies like that or something. But I remember having 3 of these in my collection in the design of this kind of style. Hang on, what have I missed here? Spell Singer's had to go. Sorry, mate. Sorry. Take care. He's probably already gone by now. I know. So, yeah. Storm Slayer, Night of the Necromancer. Are they both been written? So, both been written by Jonathan Green. Stephen did the artwork on that. Martin McKenna did the artwork on that. These are really thick books, man. A lot of entries, but they only still contain the 400, which is weird. But this is where the format changes, I think. Or was it The Wizard, where they put all the stuff you need to know at the back of the book instead of at the front. I don't know. But yeah, Stormies and Night of the Necromancer. And then, of course, I think only one Gates of Head. Okay, was it? Okay. And then, of course, Ian drops this one on us, Blood of the Zombies, which I think is a fantastic book. It says cover illustration by Greg Staples. Thank you, Greg, on that one, mate. Look at that. Brains. And it says interior illustrations by Kevin Crossley. So 2 new names to Fighting Fantasy, where, well done, it's still line art by the looks of it. It's still the classic stuff. I mean, chef's kiss, man. What a great artist. Like, really nice illustrations in here. I didn't actually check out the Night of the Necromancer's illustrations, but yeah, still classic stuff, you know. So Blood of the Zombies, Last Wizard 1, and then it goes to Scholastic for the kids. And I think, is this where it starts being, yep, this is where the shit hit the fan. So Charlie Higson wrote this. So this was the first Scholastic print. Gates of Death. Look at that shiny shite. Unfortunately, and the cover, like, apart from this part in the middle, it's just a generic cover, sadly. But all the artwork inside, suddenly they booted up the PC and they started doing, like, computer artwork. You know, still somebody at the computer doing it. It's not like, you know, they've gone to Google or AI and created it. It's still, you know, hand-drawn on the computer by a human being, but it doesn't have that same gritty feel as lined artwork, you know, where it's black and white. These artworks look like they should be better in color. I feel like I'm missing out because they look like they'll have some really nice color. You know, look, imagine that in color. That again, that's another Marvel ripoff. That's Thor's sister in it. But he... okay, Hela. That was it. Hela. That looks like Hela, man. So, who wrote Gates of Death? Charlie Higson, sorry. Charlie Higson and 2 new artists bringing in to the series. I don't remember this book, but again, it's thick. big thick, you know. They can totally do line art. Yeah, they could. And I think, again, it kicked off when Ian brought out his port apparel, because again he hired a line artist, I believe. Not a line artist, person who did the artwork on the PC. You know, he hired this, but I think this work had already been commissioned. People kicked off. I remember these two books, people in the community going, meh, 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 don't like it, right? And there was a big kickoff, there was a big stink. And I believe for the next one, they changed their ways. They went back to, or tried a different style maybe, but they did alter their ways. I quite like Port Apparel. It is nice. And they kind of settling into a style of cover here, you know. I remember when this came out. Look at that. Hi, I'm Ben. Welcome to my bar. That one's quite nice. Who did the clip art? So Ian wrote it, and it says illustrations. Oh, hang on. Ooh, no. Ian's done a sneaky one again. It says the rights of Ian Livingstone and Vlado Krizin to be identified as the author. So this was co-written, right, by Ian and Vladin, but only Ian's name gets the billing. That's fine. Do you want? Oh wait, or is he as the author and illustrator of this work? Sorry, Ian. Sorry, bud. Vlado is the illustrator. Nothing to do with the writing. Vlad the Impaler. Although the cover illustration was done by Robert Ball. So Robbo did that, which is pretty cool. And then Vlad the Impaler did the internal stuff, and my throat is just dying on me for some reason. Oh, God, man. I mean, I don't, obviously, the illustrations in these types of styles is absolutely fine. At the end of the day, it's still an illustration. It's still work by a human being. But I think for people who had the original Puffin run, have gotten used to that being a part of the Fighting Fantasy, you know, style. You know, the gritty line art. And so when all this started coming out, it just seemed, I think, too kidified. It was like they're aiming for children, and we're not children anymore. We've grown up with these books, but obviously they were aimed at children in the first place. Us, as kids. So, like, I don't really care now if it's line art or if it's not line art. Life's too precious. Like, I prefer line art, but I'm no longer going to cry about it if it's not. So this one, again, was written by Ian. Text was Ian. Cover and illustrations. Sorry. Hang on. Text by Ian Livingstone. Cover and illustrations by Ian Livingstone. Map illustration by Ian Livingstone. And then it says down here, cover and inside illustrations by Robert Ball. Map illustration by Leo Hartes. So Ian owns the copyright on this book completely. Everything, illustrations, text, and the cover, but obviously it was done by other people. It was Robert Ball did the cover and inside illustrations, and Leo Hartas did the stuff. These changed the style of work. Like, they're still computerized, but they kind of changed up the style of the computer work. Like, again, it feels like it would be better in color. I feel like I'm missing out having this in black and white. Jeff draws on an iPad. I've never drawn on a computer. I just prefer old school, you know, canvas, paper. You know, I need a tree to have died for me to create art. Okay? That's just the way it's gotta be. So either a fabric, a cloth, like, you know, canvas, or paper. All right, my Conan is on paper. Yeah, iPad speeds things up. iPad gives you options. When you do a digital art piece, you have different. It's a different kind of artistry, completely different in my opinion, because you've got a different set of tools. I mean, it's still art at the end of the day, and art is subjectively whatever. So, but it's a different kind of art with different tools available than what you have on paper or canvas or whatever, you know. Again, Assassins of Alancia. Does this go to Port Blacksand again? Is that, I can't remember. Doesn't say on the back, but I remember this being in Port Blacksand, but maybe I'm misremembering that. I think it did. We'll soon find out when we get to it. And then the one after that was, anybody know of the Monty Python team, Terry Pratchett, sorry. He was, I think he directed the Time Bandits film. Could be wrong about that. Anyway, his daughter got involved in Fighting Fantasy, and she put her stamp on it. Rihanna. She did a book, Crystal of Storms. I actually enjoyed this book. Apart from, again, like, you know, your computerized artistry. I actually really enjoyed this book. Man, I think Rihanna sent it to me. Look at that. She personally sent me the book. Bloody hell. What the hell was that? Don't know where that came from. So yeah, Rihanna wrote it, and then Eva Eskelinen. So this book was completely done for the very first time in fighting fantasy history by the females. This is the first female in total, illustrations and text. And it only took them, what, 20 years for that to happen. Welcome to the modern day. But yeah, I remember this one getting a little bit of jip in the socials for the art being clip art crap. And I think, no, this was the last one they did. This one was the final nail in the coffin. And so from then on, it went back to line art for the next 3, you know, that's my memory of it all. And then, yeah, we had a duo release after that one. We had 2 at the same time get released. That's the first as well, I feel. Ian did Shadow of the Giants, and Steve did Secrets of Salmonis. But Steve got help from Jonathan Green. Whereas Ian, I don't think he did a double act with Jonathan. That would have been interesting if he had. It'd have been like Jonathan was on both sides helping him out, you know. These are great books. I remember playing these. They are fabulous books. Really fun. And there's Steve in his own book. Someone's put Steve in a book. The illustrations go back. I think they still were done on the PC. Like Jeff said, that you can still do this shit on the PC, but they're line art. They're like, you know, in the style of. And they're fantastic. Honestly, I think you get loads more for your money, as it were, with line arts. You know, it is, I feel, a proper art format for these books. Those cartoony ones just don't sit in the same, you know, they don't belong in that genre, you know. Both of these are fabulous books, really interesting and very different. In fact, this one it's like you have a job and a life. It's really funny. You ditched a PC for a tablet. What? I could never do that, mate. I could never do that. Yeah, I need the power, man. I need the power in front of me. I need to feel the power. Can't fly a flight sim on a tablet, mate. You know, unless you're talking drugs, then you can. But line art is the best. Exactly, yeah. It requires skill. Yeah, paper and iPad both have their skill sets, and they're totally different, I feel. You know? You could be wicked on paper, shit on the PC. It's exactly the same concept as Jurassic Park. They were going to make the dinosaurs, you know, with stop-go animation. And they had the dude doing it. But then Dennis Leary, or whatever his name was, Dennis Murin, comes along with his CGI dinosaurs and goes, look what we can do on a computer. And they go, wow. And they still kept hiring. They still kept the dude who did the stop-go animation. He became dinosaur wrangler for the animators. And he learnt their world and they learnt his world. And it's kind of the same deal. Like, it takes different skills to do PC art versus in your hands art with pencils and pastels and watercolors and shit. Like, it's a different art form to mix paint digitally as opposed to physically, you know. But yeah, Shadow of the Giants. And then finally, last year or this year, I can't remember if it was this year or last year. I want to say this year, but it says 2024, so it must have been last year. We got the most recent one, Blood Island, which has an awesome cover and a model that I will eventually source and paint. Although the line art looks a little bit more computerized than previous editions, but it's still passable as line art, I'd say. But this looks a little bit more hokey, I'd say. It's kind of the in-between the PC artwork and line art. But it's fine. Appreciate all the work that goes into these books by the artists and the writers. You know, we can piss and moan all we like, but at the end of the day, that doesn't benefit anything. So yeah, anyway, that is basically it, guys. I followed up on what I'd say about going through all these books, which I have. We've got no more books to go through, except, well, it's sorcery ones, but they're not really a part of the real range of Final Fantasy, are they? They're in a spin-off series. Guys, that's it. I am going to go. I need a piss, so I'm going to go now. 2 weeks. Oh, hang on. Let me queue up, actually. Let me queue up the next one. So what's the date here? So we're on the 31st. Wow, it's the last day of August. Tomorrow is the 1st of September. And then it's the 14th of September. That seems like such a long way away. That's the next one, guys. The 14th of September. Let me schedule this. And I'm going to have to create a new one because I can't reuse a bloody... Oh, I can just do that. Cool. Reuse those settings. And it is Knights of Doom. Give me a sec, guys, and then I'll post this and everybody can thumb it up or thumb it down, whichever. Prefer a thumbs up, personally. And I should be able to change the thumbnail on that because, yeah, we don't want Legend of Zagor on that. And that just saves me filling out all the other stuff. Knights of Doom. Doomy Knights. Final Fantasy Live. Where's the date? There it is. So, yeah. 14th of September at 10 a.m. Be there or be square. So, once that creates, done. Let me go grab the link and I'll drop it in the chat here. You guys can go ahead and put a like on it so you'll get notified of when we do go live, which, to be honest, everyone gets notified anyway because it drops it in the Discord. It says, hello, guys. Here we go. There it is. There's the link, guys. Click that link and go and, yeah. Thank you guys all for watching today. I really appreciate it. It's been a blast for, I mean, we didn't last that long for Deathmoor. We'll have to play it out again sometime because I really want to know what the hell that was all about. So, 31st meal. Spring tomorrow. Spring tomorrow, mate. It's bloody coming up to autumn for us, mate. Rhymster's in Australia, so it's spring for Rhymster. I'd rather have spring than autumn, although some people do love autumn. The colours look nice. But anyway, I'm going to go and sniff some Oreos, guys. Guys, take care. Don't worry, we got a 3-minute chat down, you know. So I will say, ta-ra. Thank you for everybody turning up. I've said that already. Okay. Love you. But don't worry, we've still got 3 minutes to chat. We still got, you know, a nice little chin-chag. Don't forget, anybody who wants one of these codes, just message me on Discord or Messenger, and I shall make it so. Yeah. No, thank you, mate. Thank you. So what's everybody doing now then? I gotta go somewhere later actually. But other than that, I need to sort out this plane that I've been given. Gotta do an in-depth review on something and work out how I'm gonna paint these fucking models now without the bloody lights working. I want to see if I can fix that. If I can fix it, then it's sweet. Jackie's in the house, mate. You missed it. Any flight sim streams, mate? We had a video last night. Put launch. I went to the Falkland Islands in the 767, mate. The video's on YouTube. It published last night. Are you all right, Jack, mate? Oh, streams. I don't think so, mate. There's no point streaming flight sim. Nobody watches it. You got the videos, mate. That's the same exact thing. Anyway, I've got to go and sort out this review for this plane. Got to do a little bit of research first. So much to do, so little time. Oh, you'll love it. You'll love it. Yeah, interesting landing, I tell you. But yeah, anyway, guys, have a good day, whatever you're getting up to, and I shall see you all in 2 weeks' time. Unless, of course, you're watching my other videos that launch in the meantime, in which case you'll see me next week because I just had a video launch, and then the next one launches the DVD series tomorrow at midnight. Tonight at midnight. Guys, I got a whole DVD series launching at midnight tonight. Go check it out. Anyway, take care. Bye.